So at the time of this recording, my Concord video is uploading. So as it's uploading, I'm gonna be reviewing the UNC threes. It's quite fitting that as my third video on this channel, I'm gonna be reviewing Jordan threes. But yeah. So here's the size tag on the Jordan threes, and it has a little hole. New threes don't come with this. They just come in like the regular Jordan 3 box. But yeah, here's the box. It's a little dirty, but it's whatever. What's important is the shoes. As long as the shoes are clean, that's all that matters. That's all that really matters, honestly. I know some people, they trip out about the box and stuff, but me, I don't really care. So yeah, these are the Jordan 3 UNCs. Now, once again, I have the eBay tag because, I got these on eBay. And, same thing with my Concords. But yeah, let me just set these aside. So these first premiered as PEs for the UNC football team back in 2018. Here's the inside of the box. But yeah, they debuted as a player exclusive shoe. And 2 years after the release in March of 2020, my bad, they released these. And yeah, so last video I said that the Concord 11s were technically my first real pair of Jordans that I had, and that is true, because what I thought were my first real pair of Jordans that I had were these. Not these exact ones, but they were a 9.5. And obviously these are 9.5, they're a size 11.5. So yeah, back in, I think a year before I had the Concords, I had a friend who had a pair of, Jordan 3 UNCs. And yeah, he basically said they were on sale and that he would offer me a good price to them relative to what they went for. And, they were used, but, the condition wasn't bad. They were in terrible condition. So I was like, all right, that's a deal. And yeah, so basically I paid $150 for, a used pair of UNC 3s. And I was stoked. I'm like, I've never had Jordans before, and I really, really like this colorway, the nice white with the baby blue. I think a lot of people like them, just in general, just UNCs in general. A lot of people, gravitate towards them because of that baby blue color. But yeah, just the inside, and then the little things right there. And these are replacement shoe tree. They didn't come with shoe trees, and I had an extra pair laying around, so I just added them to it. I don't remember. I don't know what they actually come with, but yeah, that's just a replacement shoe tree. So, but yeah, basically, when he sold me the pair of 3s, yeah, I was stoked. Let me just zoom in a little bit. I was stoked to have them, because they were my first pair of Jordans that I had. And, I just, I think there's tape right here. I didn't even know that. I'll take that off later. But, yeah, I was stoked. I went on YouTube and I just looked at videos of them, and then I noticed, they were off. From what I remember is that the shoes that he had given me, the cut on the elephant print was like all the way up here. Like it was much thicker than this. And I believe on the inside, this was different. I forgot exactly what it was, but it didn't say so. And it wasn't even red. I think there was something else. Yeah, but just the inside, it was terrible. I think the colors are off from the inside. And I noticed that real quick as I was comparing shoes from the ones he gave me to the ones, a real authentic pair online. And I was like, damn, my own friend, sold me fake pairs of Jordan 3s. And I'm pretty sure he knew they were fake too. But yeah, it was the the elephant print, the elephant print was off. I think the elephant print was much darker on the fake pair to compared to these authentic ones. Obviously the inside, it was all messed up. It was incorrect. And then here on the Jumpman, there was no white. This wasn't white. It was just on navy blue. But yeah, the borders, they're supposed to have white, and the pair that he sold to me didn't. So they were obviously, pretty bad fakes, and I didn't know anything about shoes at the time, so I didn't know any better. And yeah, he never apologized or anything. I just texted them. I said, "Oh, these are fake as hell," and they just kind of laughed it off, and that was it. But yeah, these were supposed to be my first pair of Jordans that I had, but they turned out to be fake. I'm sorry, I had a burp right there. It probably sounds like I'm crying, but it's currently, I think it's 12 a.m. in the morning, so I don't want to be that loud. But yeah, still to this day, I mean, they're one of my favorite shoes. I know I said that with the Jordan 11s, but I'm kind of just getting these out of the way because they're with some of the favorite shoes that I have in my collection. And yeah, I have two pairs of these actually. These didn't come with the box. They were brand new. They were dead stock. They just didn't come with the box, and I had a box from a used pair that I bought. So I just took out the used pair and I put these dead stock ones into this box. And then the other ones, I think they're in a 2019 Bread Jordan 4 box. But yeah, that was just a quick little story with these shoes. But yeah, I still to this day, I mean, I really like them, and I always be a fan of them, despite having an unfortunate story with these. But yeah, here the review of the Jordan 3 UNCs.